My first coffee in a chat video was in response to the bombings in Brussels, Belgium. I'd studied there for a month for study abroad a summer ago, and I don't know, I just felt the need to be real for a minute, you know? I didn't want to stand up and make a funny video when I had something kind of serious that I wanted to talk about. Bringing that back to talk about more serious things. So I grabbed a cup of coffee, because coffee gives me life, and I sat down on the floor, I don't know, I guess it's in some attempt to literally ground myself. I'm gonna put this down because the handle is getting hot. So I'm here to talk about stress today. Stress is something that I've definitely talked about before. I mean, it's something that just happens. I think college is known especially for the stress that comes with it. I don't know what's wrong with our generation, but for some reason we've gotten into this mode of glorifying stress. Like, we have stress Olympics and stress competitions between one another. We try to prove to each other that no, I'm really more stressed here. It's not like you want to win. Like, why would you want to prove to somebody that yes, you do have more? Like, what satisfaction does that ever bring to you? And we glorify this by saying, oh, I only got 6 hours of sleep last night. Oh yeah, well guess what? I pulled an all-nighter for the third night in a row. That's not fun! And I'm also seeing this come across in the form of a lot of memes and jokes around the interwebs. I see all these jokes being made on Tumblr about how college is pretty much just, if I can just get through this week, but every single week. And we laugh at it because that's all we can do. That's all we can do at this point is laugh. Because if we don't laugh, then are you gonna, I don't know, cry? Collapse on the floor and cease to exist? That actually sounds like a great idea for me right now. See what I mean? Like, I'm contemplating dropping on the floor and ceasing to exist rather than go to class. We're putting our GPAs above our own health and well-being. So the title of this video comes from the closing act of Bo Burnham's latest comedy show. It's called Make Happy. It's on Netflix. Oh my gosh, it's hilarious and also insanely intelligent. I highly recommend you watch it. It's probably on YouTube as well. He parodies what Kanye West has done, just gets an auto-tune mic and he starts talking about all of his problems and stuff. And the first couple problems are just very first world problems about how his hand is too big to fit inside of a Pringle can. Whenever he goes to Chipotle, he gets all these toppings, but then they go to wrap it up and like half of the toppings fall out. And then he kind of takes it down and is like, can I just be real? I don't think that I can handle all of this pressure in my life. I have all of these really intense problems, but I don't know if I can talk about them because I want to be real with you, but I don't think being real with you is going to make you laugh. Instead of talking and facing about his real problems, he goes back to talking about his Chipotle burrito problems. I think it's the best way that anybody has ever summed up so many problems that we're all facing today. Go watch that, but that's where the title comes from. I'm at a point right now in college where I don't think that I can handle this. It happens so often. I've developed insomnia this semester because I'm so freaking stressed out about all the stuff that I have to do. And I get that that's just a part of being a senior in college. I have all these research papers due. That just happens and all of this will pass, and I know all of that will pass, but it's just right now in this moment, I don't think that I can handle this. I think that's something that so many people in college experience, and I think it's something that I wanted to talk about because I know other people experience it. I've developed a bit of insomnia this semester where I'm exhausted all the time and I want to go to sleep, but I lay down to go to bed and I just think about all the crap that I haven't done and all the crap that I need to do, and I stay awake for 3 hours and I go on Tumblr instead because I'm like, well, I might as well be laughing at memes than sitting in bed alone with my thoughts. During one of these late nights on Tumblr, I stumbled across a video that somebody had made. I will put her video right here and you can click on it, or I will put a link in the description. I'm being such a horrible person because I can't remember her name or even her YouTube channel name. It was her first video that she had made during her freshman year of college, and she talks towards the end about how she feels this pressure that everything she does has to have a neat little bow on the end. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is too real. A lot of things that people do in life, we only do if we're sure that it will have a nice, neat little bow on the end. I think there are a lot of moments, I think more than not, where we don't have those neat little bows. And why are we not talking about those moments in our life where we don't have a bow on the end? Life doesn't have a neat little bow on the end unless you think death is a neat little bow, which, I don't know, maybe in some levels I think that death is a neat little bow. Again, the insomnia thing. I think about death a lot now. Existentialism. It happens. Where was I going with this? We have all of these moments in our life that we don't have a bow. But that doesn't mean that they were less lived experiences. It doesn't mean that they were less of a part of our lives because we don't have a bow for them. I think this is something that a lot of college students experience. Just this overwhelming feeling of not being able to handle things. I saw this amazing post on Tumblr. It was a teacher who had written on their whiteboard and it said, "This too shall pass. It may pass like a kidney stone, but it will pass." This is just me saying, I don't have a bow tie ending. That's okay, because it'll happen at some point. Even though I get overwhelmed by all of these feelings of, I don't think that I can handle this right now, I still know that at some point I will be able to handle it. For me right now though, all I can hope to do is keep calm and drink coffee. I've drinking this whole thing in the process of this video. Oh dear Lord.